Okay, I just saw one comment. Hanam Heidi Art Cage. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. The paper I'm using is white embossed paper or needlepoint paper. This paper, something like this. It's like this. It's needlepoint paper. It's rough. There's a smooth side and a rough side. So I'm using the rough side. So that is it. Somebody just asked about the pen I'm using. I made a video about this pen. My last video. I made a video about this pen. I'll make provision for it. I'll add a link to the video after the streaming. I'll add a link to this pen on the video description after. This is how I do it. It's nothing serious. Just want to show you guys real um, live stream so that you understand me better how I make these sketches. If you have any question, just ask. If you have any question, you can ask. I can answer. I'll answer you. Don't worry, I can send it to you if you want the pen. Don't worry. If you want the pen, I'll make provision for it. I'll put a link to this video when I'm done. So after this layer now, I'll come back to make another layer on top, depending on the light of how light is casted on this image. It depends on how many layers I'll add. Like if I'm making drawing for white people, like a light skin, someone that has light skin, maybe the layer will be like maybe 3 or 2, depending on how light the person skin is. But when I'm making sketches for dark skin, so I can add like 3 or 4, 5 layers to make it darker. Yes, thank you too. I just saw one comment. Thank you too for commenting. Thank you. Sometimes sometimes I can add um, cross hatching to make it to make it blend. Like after making this scribbling, I can add cross hatching to make it blend. somebody asked one question. I said whether if this method is applicable to all type of skin method. Yes, yes, you can use it for any skin at all. Depending on how light or dark the skin is, you have to add layers according to the text, the tune of the skin. So let me show you how I make these eyes now here. So let me start like this. This how I make eyes sketches. If you follow up, you understand. First make something like this, then I'll make spaces where there's highlights, just for me to know where I'll leave space when making light touches there. Then I'll start with cross hatching. Start with cross hatching. Then after making this cross hatching like this, I'll come back and make on that cross hatch in an opposite direction like this. So I'll make something like this. Make cross hatch like this. Now after making something like this, then now this one will now give me a better feeling of how the next layer I'm going to add will look like. This will now give me a free base, a nice base for me to add the main layer. So let me add something. This layer will be thin to each, they will be close to each other. They'll be close to each other. And mind you, I left two dots here for my high for light touch there. So I'm going to leave that area. So after this step, I'll now add another on that layer again. I'll make the eye dark, and then I'll leave two space again, because human eye, there's a at the top used to be dark than the base. So I'll give I'll give this place somewhere like here a little bit light than these areas. So let me start. It's just how I do it. Please, if you have any question, you can ask. So those two places I live will be a bit light than these areas. So now I'm going to correct that light. It's a bit too light, so I will reduce the brightness. Something like this. So something like this. Make this one's not too dark, not too light. So you this border here, make it a bit darker. Then you try to soften the borders, as in the the borders, these places. You not just leave it sharp like this. You have to soften it. And first of all, you first make you first make the this white area, because eyes is not all that white, so you have to make it dark. So I'll darken it with cross hatching. So after that darkening, then I'll come back to soften these borders. Soften that border so that it will look realistic. Then I'll add more darkness to these areas. So for the teardrop, there's no formula here. You just need to make anyhow you see the image, depending on how the image is, you just have to you use this method um, of the skin here to make this teardrop. Then you leave some places with light so that it will give it a feeling on that the eyes is a bit wet and not something that is dried. So I'll show you how. I'm going to leave a light here, somewhere here, and somewhere here. So make all of here dark. Guys, I'm just doing my hand like this. something like that. So after that, you now make the eyelid. And don't worry, I also teach when next I'll also teach how to make light skin tone. So don't worry. So now continue with my scribbling. This eyelid. So that is just how I make eye drawing. You know this lines for that bend on those eyelid. So I'll continue making my. Anytime you see me make something like this, it's just to make the base a bit rough so that I can add more layers to smoothen it up. Scribbling is best for this type of shading technique. So that is it will look rough, but when you continue to add more layers, it will come smooth. Make it a bit dark. Not a bit more dark. So don't worry guys, I'll make another video on how to make lighter skin tone, because this person I'm drawing right now has a very dark skin tone, so that's why the layers are thick like this. Okay, so that is how I make these drawings. I'm going to make a video for this artwork when I'm done, a full video for this artwork when I'm done, so you can check it later, maybe um maybe 2 days, maybe by 2 days time like that, or 3 days. I'll be done, and then I'll share the video, and then you watch to know other things I've done maybe before this stream. Okay, thanks for watching guys. Like I said, I will make tutorial for lighter skin tone next time. And about the pen, I'll make a link. I'll put a link to this video on how you get this pen and maybe this paper too. But as I said, I told you that this paper is needle point paper, or you can still call it white embossed paper, or the rough one. And I'm using the rough area, the rough surface. This side is the smooth surface, this side is rough. So I'm using the rough part for this drawing. So that is it guys.